Hey guys, this is Megan from You Go to Be Kidding. I'm out here in the garden and I'm working hard and all sweaty, but I wanted to show you what we're doing. It's another week of garden prep. We've had 3 days of non-stop rain and it is sunny, so we are taking advantage of the sun and the pretty awesome weather. I'm officially warm enough that I'm down to my t-shirt. Anyway, we're out here back in the garden and dealing with this old chicken run, trying to make sure that we don't have any smells coming out of here, and getting our garden prepped for the season. So last week we got in a bunch of this extra mulch. Whoo, the sun. Well, it's not going to disappear. We got in a bunch of these rows and we're getting back at it today. So let me show you what all we're working on today. And show you some work. The kids are out here helping me too, so we're getting a bunch done. Alrighty, so last week we got these 2 rows here and my row here, and so we have planted some sugar snap peas and some carrots and something called tatsoi. I'm assuming that's how you say it. We never go, but so today I actually added this 3rd row here, and I'm gonna get some onions started in here. And the kids went and helped get me a load of mulch for this border here. We're having a lot of trouble with Bermuda grass on this edge. So this is going to be my tomatoes, and it was my tomatoes last year. But this Bermuda grass, this section is worse. There's other grass on the other edges, and it's Tennessee, so things grow like crazy. But the Bermuda grass is especially bad on this side. So I just put this crazy thick layer of mulch to help kill and block the Bermuda grass from creeping in. And the kids are working on another load that we're going to put here as well. River is chewing on some bone that she scavenged out of our compost pile. So this is an old compost pile that we've had here for a long time, and it's amazing dirt, but unfortunately the Bermuda grass has stolen it as well. So what we're doing is we're taking the really awesome compost that is Bermuda grass free from the chicken run, we're putting it over in the garden, and then we're taking this awesome compost, which is full of Bermuda grass, and we're gonna put it back over there to block any smells. And then actually, I think I'm gonna plant things like squashes or pumpkins, whatever. Actually, every year I have trouble finding a place to plant them because they take up so much space. And so I'm gonna use all of this. So you can see we have put, last week we put a bunch of mulch up front here, and eventually we'll move this chicken coop and repurpose it or do something with it, but for now it doesn't matter at all. So we're working on filling in this back area and making sure that we don't have any lingering smells. So this is what we've got. This is the garden, and we're just gonna keep working. The kids have been doing lots, and we've got lots more to go. All right, yet again this kid is backing up the trailer. I think I've backed it up like twice total. He's done it more than me. That's actually probably perfect, Caleb. That's because as you pull forward a little, yes, yep, I want it to cover up. This part back here is pretty good. That's actually really thick mulch under there. It's got grass, but it's not so much Bermuda grass. It's this corner here that's super bad. So we'll probably just leave the bulk of it straight under where it is. That'll be awesome. Do you need my help? Here, Cole, you hold, I'll help. Yesterday we were out here working in the garden and my phone died, so we finished up just a few minutes after my phone died. But Cole was finishing planting our onions and I was finishing getting some of the rest of the compost in our chicken area, and so that's what we finished up. Let me show you that real quick, and then we are starting something new today. We probably won't get very far, but it's another sunny day, and so we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to try to expand our garden growing space, and I'll talk about that a little bit in just a minute. So this is the garden so far. Cole was able to finish planting onions here. I think we had about 200 onion sets, which is super exciting. I have no idea how successful they'll be, but I'm really excited about those. And the kiddos were able to bring me some mulch. That goes over here. And so we were able to block off this corner. And I'm just leaving it all piled up here, all this mulch, because the Bermuda grass here is so strong. So the idea here is just to block off any growth and then all the way through the peach tree and helped mulch that peach tree a little bit. But this all is good here. And then we've got a little bit over there. I'll show you what we did. All right, so over here behind the old chicken coop, we moved a bunch of this mulch and compost over from the pile right here next to it, this stuff here. And so actually, this dirt is going to be fantastic. It does have a lot of Bermuda roots in it. That's why I didn't want to put it in the main garden space. But I don't think I'll have any trouble with it this first year over here. And so I'm going to see if I can really try to utilize this space to grow pumpkins and squash and other things that really spread out and vine. And I'm probably going to actually go ahead and make Damien move this chicken coop out of my way so it does not shade a big area. Obviously you can see it's casting a giant shadow on the ground here. So we'll probably move this and get it out of the way. And then I actually am going to get a table and chairs from a friend, and I'll probably come put them back here. These big trees end up shading some of this back part in the summer, but I would love to have this be a really nice place to sit and enjoy coming out here instead of the stinky chicken mess it was. So I'm pretty excited about that change for this year. I've walked over here behind our shed. We kind of just hide stuff back here. We have these IBC totes. We really do need to figure out something to do with collecting water, and just hasn't made priority list. But what's hiding under this tarp here is actually a bunch of oak planks. They're like unfinished. That's not the right word. They haven't been planed very well. So like the really rough edge on one side, and I think they're cut-off boards. And so they're perfect for a project like some raised beds. They don't need to be fancy, and the oak will help be a little more durable in the weather than pine or something like a 2x4 would be. So we're going to use some of these boards that we actually got for free, which is always an awesome blessing. We're going to use some of them to try to make a new garden space with some raised beds that I'll probably use to focus on some herbs and perennial type stuff that I want easy access to for in the house. I love my garden. I'm so thankful for such a big space, but it's not very close to the house in permaculture. As Justin Rhodes always talks about, like zone 1 is right outside your door, and the closer you can get to your garden, the better, because then you remember to weed it and you're walking through it. And unfortunately, our garden is actually like really out of the way. So I'm going to stick some planters closer to that zone 1 area where we have to walk by them all the time, and hopefully they'll be right in the way. So let me show you where I'm planning to expand my space, and we'll see if we can get started. So this is the back of our home. We actually use this door most to come down and do chores. And so this is where we have our blueberries and one small herb bed and strawberries and stuff. But our main garden is up through that gate and across and in that area on that north side of our property. And it's awesome. It's huge. But we manage all of our animals mostly by going down to the barn or when they're around in the field. So what ends up happening is we don't go into that garden super often, and it can get neglected, you know, in the height of summer, and we're tired. We don't want to do it. So this area is a southern slope, and we do put the animals here every once in a while, as you can see. But most of the time, this area goes pretty unused, and it's on our path to the barn. And I would love to have things like kitchen herbs or even medicinal herbs that I'm growing, or just anything closer to the house here. So months ago, I laid out this cardboard. We had some big cardboard boxes, from a couch and some other stuff. And so I laid this out. It's been here for months. I know it looks tacky. I don't care. This is helping to kill the grass, at least stunt it in some way. And then we're going to use, these are some of the boards. We use them to weight down the cardboard. So we're going to use these to build some raised beds here. I think I'm going to try to put them kind of parallel with the road here. I'm not super sure about that, but I just a small-ish space to start. I'm hoping to build maybe 3 or 4 of these raised containers just to give myself some extra space. And that's what Caleb and I are going to try to start figuring out some logistics of how we build them. We're going to do it super simple and see how much we can get done today. All right, so Caleb, grab like a second board and put it on top of this. Are they all the same length? No. Are they pretty close? No. Well, let's grab this one there. And yeah, and put it on top of this first close one here. Thank you. Yep, right there. Haha! Those are close enough, that's for sure. So then I think if we take, so we've got these scraps of 2x4 that we're going to try to use as the inside corners. And I think we're just gonna pretend like we know what we're doing. What do you think? You think we can do it? Yeah, okay. All right, River is out with us, trying to decide if she's gonna chill out or if she's gonna chew on a stick or what. Be a good girl. Look at that. So I really am making this up as I go, but I put 4 boards together and we just use some 2x4s to drill them into, and then I need to cut some other boards roughly in half and to make the 2 ends and then do the other side. But we don't have enough wood here. This wood was just out here to hold down the cardboard. So Caleb has the side by side in the trailer. We're gonna go grab some extra boards and bring them over here and keep going. I'll bet we could get 1 built. Should be fine. The other thing we need is some more 2x4 supports for the corners and the ends. So wish us luck. All right, we're pulling off this tarp. We're gonna try to get some of these boards. You grab that end, Caleb. Make sure there's no wildlife in here. And we'll pretend that we don't see any if we do. Okay. Well, that tarp did nothing. They're still all wet. But we're going to pull some out of here. So, these ones here, I think we'll slide out these ones on the end here. All right. Alrighty, so we got 4 more boards. We're going to use these as the sides. So we line them up, we cut the edges square, meaning what looked like square to me, and then cut them down the center. So I'm attaching them to each other with just 1 board, because then they're going to attach at the ends to those supports that I already have. So I'm going to attach this support, and then we should actually be able to kind of stand this up and get it on here, and then be able to put the 4th side kind of in place. we got one done. I'm stunned. I just thought I was gonna start and then give up because I don't know. But we did it. So, and it's way bigger than I expected. I just used the dimensions of the lumber. So I don't actually even know how wide. It was like 51-ish wide, because that was what half the board was. So I'm assuming these boards were also about 105-ish. 106. So that's a little more than 9 foot. 8. Oh goodness. Math teacher doesn't know her 12s. Oh, not quite 6 feet. 4.5, 4 and change. Oh, wow. Wow. 4 and change on the long side. And not quite 8. Wouldn't that be 9? 9 feet is 108, isn't it? Maybe. 9 feet is 108. Yeah, so it's over 8 foot. It's not quite 9 foot. So it's a little long, which is awesome, and a little wide. This will be a bunch of space. So I imagine I'll probably just do 2. Or maybe 3. I might pull this one back and then put one here and then put one kind of in the middle. The idea is to eventually expand this even further, but each winter only has so many projects. So this is done. We're going to fill this with things like branches and logs and stuff on the bottom, and then pretty much whatever we can find around here. There's like an old bale of hay up there. There's wood chips. There's that compost. We're going to use whatever we've got. So we just fill this up with what we can. And then we've got a whole bunch of hay in the barn that we need to use up too. So we will clean that out just in time for our goats to give birth. We'll use that to fill up this giant bed here. And then we'll find some compost, even that compost that has a bunch of the Bermuda grass in it in the garden. If that's just my top layer, I can usually get away with using that because I can pull it out and it won't have its roots all throughout the whole thing. So I might press my luck with that. But otherwise, we actually got one done. So that's it for today. We appreciate you watching. We will see you next week. And if you haven't gotten out and enjoyed the weather around you, get outside and get something done.